Good evening. Welcome to the evening transmission. Sounds Delhi on Rajdhani channel of All India Radio and medium wave 50.5 meters corresponding to 666 kHz. Please stand by. This is All India Radio. We now bring you the comments from the press.
This is All India Radio. You will now hear comments from the press. The Hindu, in its editorial title Fuel to the Fire, says the Union Cabinet announcement on Tuesday that the National Population Register NPR would be updated across the country, barring Assam, at an expense of over 3,941.35 crore, would have been considered a routine administrative measure, but for the myriad concerns among the public about the government's intentions. The announcement of the NPR came amid continuing protest against the recent Citizenship Amendment Act CAA 2019 in many parts of the country and lingering uncertainty regarding the National Register of Indian Citizens NRIC, on which senior government functionaries have given conflicting statements. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Sunday that the NRIC had not been discussed in the government, but that did not mean that it would not be taken up. His assurance that no Indian of any religion will be adversely affected by the controversial CAA rings hollow when the government has not cleared the air in unambiguous terms that it has no plans for an elaborate plan to tabulate citizens. The Asian Age, in its editorial title Football Cheer for JNK, says, like a silver of a silver lining in the midst of dark clouds, sports return to Kashmir. Amid the turmoil in everyday life from myriad restrictions on people in the valley, not only was an I-League soccer match involving the local team played in Srinagar on Thursday, but the home team also won, with local boy Farooq named hero of the match to warm the cockles of the hearts of Kashmiris. This was victory in the literal as well as metaphorical sense for the Real Kashmir team. The constraints of a valley virtually in lockdown since August 5 may be the actual reality, which is why the home team victory seemed very much like the one in the famous soccer film Escape to Victory, where prisoners take on their guards in a life and death match and win. In over 4 months since the repeal of Article 370, JNK has been in focus internationally too. The soccer team's fortunes may have been expected to wane with the Valley's now a union territory, but footballers were intrepid enough to salvage a few draws in away games. The first home game was the messenger of hope. 6,000 soccer fans were there to cheer the Snow Leopards on. Facing Real Kashmir were defending champions Chennai FC, and even though their fortunes have been on the downswing this season, the show by the Kashmiri team was encouraging. Soccer and diplomacy have always been closely intertwined, while the game itself has served as a conduit for billionaires who won the most popular teams worldwide. Given the circumstances in which Kashmiris have put together this team, the feeling that the Davids have triumphed over Goliaths is the icing on the cake. The Indian Express, in its editorial title Uncertain Still, writes Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted congratulations to President Ashraf Ghani of Afghanistan for his election victory, but the Minister of External Affairs has rightly been more cautious. The recently declared results of the September 28 Afghan elections are only preliminary, and there is a long way yet to go for the final results. The results have been contested by his nearest rival, Abdullah Abdullah, who polled 13.5% of the votes and has questioned the validity of the counting. He wants 3 lakh votes invalidated for various irregularities, including that at least a third of them seem to have been cast after voting hours. Protest by his supporters stalled the counting for day, one of the reasons for the delay in announcing this tentative result. The Independent Election Complaints Commission will look into the complaints, and it could be another month by the time final results are declared. The Times of India, in its editorial title Railway Bites the Bullet, says the recent decisions on railway reforms, including the one to merge 8 different cadres of officers into one vertical, are a belated yet bold move if handled well. Bold because different governments have appointed different committees to look into the issues related to reforming the railways, and several ideas emerged, yet no government bit the bullet. Bold also because while most of the committees spoke about the merger of functional lines, only one, the De Broglie Committee, gave a specific recommendation